Hi, I'm with Campus Reform at University of Maryland College Park, where I'll be asking students their opinion about university language guides. This year, Michigan State University implemented a language guide that asked students to censor their speech, including words such as bunnies and eggs, because it might offend non-Christian students. Let's hop to it. So we're just out here asking college students their opinions about certain university policies, something like speech codes. The university recently released a speech code policy that encourages students to self-censor their speech. They even suggest that you shouldn't use terms like bunnies or eggs. And I'm just wondering, what do you think about that?
I think you should be able to use terms like bunnies and eggs.
Yeah, it's kind of nuts.
Yeah, it's wild.
Well, why do you think that's wild? Is it like a free speech concern that you guys have?
Yeah, it feels weird, not only to censor specifically those words, but just to censor any words in general.
I feel like eggs and bunny, they're like my top two words sometimes. Like if I were to pick something to use in a sentence, eggs and bunny. Like
That's 1 and 2.
That's
They're
1 and 2, yeah.
So recently the university released a language guide that encourages students to self-censor their speech. It says that you should avoid using terms such as eggs and bunnies. Do you find that goes a little overboard?
I think so, but it depends on the context of what they're being used for. If it's about Easter, then of course that's over the top.
So it specifically references that it wants people to avoid using those terms because it may offend non-Christians.
Okay, yeah, that's over the top because, first of all, we all have freedom of speech in the country, but considering it's non-derogatory, even if it is private property, that's kind of overstepping on the bounds of what they should be censoring.
So it specifically references that it doesn't want students to use terminology that references Christian holidays. Things like merry or jolly references Christmas, and Easter, eggs, bunnies obviously references Easter. So do you think that that kind of resonates an anti-Christian bias on campus?
I mean, maybe potentially, but I think everyone just has their own opinions, but I think everyone should be able to say what they feel, and they shouldn't be censored in an extreme way.
To say they don't want students saying things like eggs or bunnies because it might offend some people. And I'm just wondering, do you think that's offensive?
Not in the least bit.
So I have a basket full of eggs here. Like, do you find these eggs offensive?
No, not at all.
Encouraging students to refrain from using words like eggs and bunnies. Do you think that's a little overboard?
Actually, yeah, it is overboard. Especially because you're with me, I can't say anything else, but it is overboard.
Yeah, it's like really crazy, right? So if the terminology is kind of unoffensive to you, what about the costume and the eggs I brought with me today? Am I offensive?
No, you're great. You bring happiness to this campus,
So I kicked it up a notch by dressing like a bunny. You don't think I'm offensive, do you?
No.
It's actually quite funny, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Eggs here. You don't find me offensive, do you?
No, not at all.
It's actually quite funny, right?
A little bit, yeah, it could be, because you definitely stand out on campus.
Do any of these things here offend you?
No, but you scared me a little when I came up.
I'm not scary, I'm just a bunny.
A little scary.